Hi, this is Brad Linder with Liliputing, and this is the Asus ZenBook S13, which is a thin and light laptop that weighs about 2.4 pounds, measures 12.9 millimeters thick, and I'm a little too lazy to do the conversion right now and tell you exactly what that means. And it's got two USB Type-C ports here, a micro SD card slot, full-size USB port on the other side, as well as a headset jack, and that's about it. It's sort of designed to be a premium, ultra-portable machine, and it's got a couple of interesting things about the design that sort of make it much smaller than your typical laptop. One is that it has what Asus calls this ergo lift hinge. So you'll notice that as I lift the screen, the hinge in the back actually extends below the screen and lifts the keyboard. So let's get a closer look at that. It's a pretty nice fluid action, and the screen sort of locks relatively firmly into place. So that's nice. The other thing that's kind of interesting here is that the screen-to-body ratio is extraordinarily high. Asus says it's 97% because you've got these very slim bezels along all sides. Now if you look again, that ergo lift hinge actually makes that bottom bezel sort of disappear behind the screen a little bit when you lift it up. But also on the top of the screen, you'll notice that there's a little bit of sort of an extending section here, and that's because the webcam and microphone are actually above the screen. It's a 720p webcam, and it's not below the screen like it is on the Dell XPS or in the keyboard like it is on the Huawei MateBook X Pro. It's above the screen, and so this doesn't technically count as a bezel. It counts as, I don't know, some people are calling it maybe a reverse notch. And the idea is that it allows you to sort of have a little bit more screen real estate than you otherwise would. We've got a backlit keyboard here, fingerprint sensor built into the touchpad, and the computer has a 13.9-inch Full HD display, 1920 by 1080 pixels, up to 16 gigs of RAM, up to 1 terabyte of PCIe SSD storage, and up to a Core i7 Whiskey Lake processor with NVIDIA GeForce MX 150 graphics. So in person, I have to say that this little sort of top section doesn't bother me, I think, the way that I thought it might. When I sort of saw it in the press release and everything else, it looked a little bit funny. But because of the overall sort of design of the machine, makes it the whole thing just looks so small, this kind of reverse notch doesn't really seem out of place at all. And it does have another function, which is that when the laptop is closed, it gives you an easy way to open it with one hand. I can just sort of grab it right there, open the laptop, without having to work too hard to sort of find some section that's going to separate. So let's just show that again. One finger, lift, open, hinge drops below the screen, props up the keyboard, and gives you sort of this nice overall design. So that's the Asus ZenBook S13 being introduced at the Consumer Electronics Show in January 2019. Should be available later this year. And it's a pretty nice looking ultra-portable laptop. This is Brad Linder with Liliputing. You can find more details at liliputing.com.